This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Oh, sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready. No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver Common Sense Show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense Show. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch the broadcast, go to Reaver.1, except for today. And if you want to support the show and support SHR Media, well, just hit the shop button on Reaver.1. How's everybody doing this fine morning? Oh, great. In Jacksonville, Florida, we have a hostage situation. Robber is holding hostages in a Jacksonville bank. I swear, the world's just going batshit crazy all of a sudden. It just never ceases to amaze me. I don't know. It's going to be a long, long day. Oh, great. More George Takei's. That's back. I'm looking through the trending on Facebook, and they got that bullcrap George Takei shit about Trump talking about the American flag. Listen, he has his opinion. He gave his opinion on how he thought it should be. He doesn't make law. Calm the fuck down. Not even in office. He's giving his opinion, people. You don't agree with it, that's fine. But he's not gonna... I'm getting so sick of this shit with the Nazi and, oh, he's Hitler, he's worse than Castro. Seriously, people, I was watching a college, they were being asked who's worse, Fidel Castro or Trump. And they were going on how Fidel Castro actually did some good in this world, so Trump's going to be worse. And parents are paying, what, $40,000, $20,000, You know, they're paying a shit ton of money. They're sending their kids to college to learn what? How to be a fucking dumbass. And that's what it comes down to. And that's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. I just, But I also found Mike Rowe went on one of his little, not tirades, but his wonderful little essays he likes to write. I love them. It's always warms my cockles. Maybe my subcockles. Oh, I got listening to my favorite song, Dennis Leary's I'm an Asshole, the other night. Maybe in the subcockles. In fact, I think I'm going to change my exit music in just like the last 30 seconds of the Asshole song. I'm an asshole and proud of it. All right. I have been the last couple shows forgetting to do the whole Twitter, Facebook share of the show. Well, let's get to the Mike Rowe piece. So he sits there, hot under the blue collar, episode 11. Last night on TV, as I flicked back and forth between my most trusted source of cable news, I saw a number of college students setting fire to the American flag. Some of the students said they were angry. Others say they were disgusted, but many others were anxious to explain why they had become fearful of the American flag. Interesting. At Hampshire College, the president, Jonathan Lash, has actually removed the flag from his campus in response to students who expressed fear and discomfort when comforted by the sight of Old Glory. He offered this explanation: removing the flag from our campus will better enable us to focus our efforts on addressing racist, misogynistic, Islamophobic, anti-immigrant, anti-Semitic, and anti-LGBTQ rhetoric and behaviors. Now, it doesn't address any of that. It makes it so these kids don't give a shit about the United States, making it easier to push globalism. Period. There's no other... There's no other reason. It's all rhetoric, and that's all it's trying to do. But he goes on as I drop one of those giant round ice cubes into a tumbler of Whistle Pig. I couldn't help but wonder if President Lash was unaware that billions of people around the world...
It's 2025, a new year, and the perfect time to turn your business dreams into reality. Maybe you've been tossing around a great idea, but haven't acted yet. Well, Shopify is how you're going to make it happen. Shopify makes it simple to create your brand, open for business, and make your first sale. With thousands of customizable templates, you don't need coding or design skills. Just drag, drop, and go. Plus, Shopify's social media tools help you connect all your channels and create shoppable posts so you can sell everywhere your customers scroll. Managing your business is easy too. From shipping to taxes to payments, Shopify handles the details on a single dashboard, letting you focus on what really matters: growing your business. Established in 2025 has a nice ring to it.
Are routinely subject to horrific levels of racism, misogyny, and bigotry that far exceeds any injustice in modern-day America. Furthermore, I was curious to know if President Lash really believed that removing our flag is a better way to assuage the fear of his frightened students than simply educating them about the undeniable fact that no country on the planet affords its citizens more liberties than this one. Finally, I found myself wondering as to why the president of Hampshire College would allow his students to pay for their tuition with federal dollars. Federal dollars provided by the same government whose flag was no longer suitable to fly at his school. And he brings a very good point. Here's the problem. Tuition at Hampshire College is about $60,000 a year. That's not a problem because it's expensive. It's a problem because 85% of Hampshire students qualify for some form of federal financial aid. That means that we, the people, are enabling schools like Hampshire to sell a liberal arts degree for approximately $250,000. With $1.3 trillion of student debt currently on the books, I found myself thinking how nice it would be to hear a more persuasive argument from those who will happily take money from a country whose flag they despise. I turned the channel and watched another group of students dance around another pile of burning flags at another expensive university. I couldn't tell where they were, but it occurred to me that wherever they were, it probably wasn't a trade school. To my knowledge, no one has ever burned a flag at a trade school. I wonder why that is. I have no idea, but the thought reminded me that I had yet to post episode 11 of Hot Under the Blue Collar. It features a graduate from one of those schools, a guy named Scott. Scott studied to be an electrician, and his comments, though not necessarily as expensive as Daniel's, as far more illuminating. Carry on and don't play with matches. Mike Rowe. People, these young kids, easily persuaded, talk about how they want to they talk about how they hate the American flag. It makes them fearful. The federal government makes them fearful, but they take federal funding. These colleges, it's just amazing. It makes me absolutely sick. Because these kids are being used because of their lack of knowledge of the real world. And they're being used for a purpose that is not to apparent to them. And they just don't know to look into this information. They get told what to think, what to say, and they go on these tirades without knowing the true facts of everything. The standoff and the bank robbery in Jacksonville, Florida, has ended. They have surrendered. Yes. It's ridiculous anymore. And they target these kids because, well, they don't have life experiences. They don't have the full knowledge, and these kids a lot of times are easily persuaded into arguments because they're having their professors do these arguments, and they're told they're supposed to listen to these professors. Oh, these professors are not always the smartest. They have alternative motives. Let's look at California. Besides being the state where it's the land of fruits and nuts, and really anymore, that argument is so dead on. Trying to check things as I do this. They're posting Megyn Kelly may jump networks. Who gives a shit? She belongs on a more liberal network. All right. Yeah, as I started, California, well, they want to start regulating cow farts now. Yes, cow farts and burps. They think it's, they blame global warming. Partly on that. These are the same people that want to secede from the United States simply because they don't like the outcome of one election. Seriously. They don't like the results, so they want to secede from the United States. Hang on, I'm having issues over here. I seriously have too much electronics here. It's now they want to regulate, as I said, cow farts. Cow farts and burps now subject to regulation in the most regulated state in the union. Illegal aliens, come in all you want. We're not going to regulate that. In fact, we're going to start taxing the American people to help pay for subsidies to reward you for coming in our country. Cow farts, hell no, we can't have this. No. We're going to regulate cow farts. It isn't enough to drive so many businesses and even entire industries out of the state of California to benefits. It's helping out other states. It's helped out Florida, Texas, Nevada, Arizona, Colorado. The Marxist progressive who control California, having recently won a supermajority in both houses, want to penalize those who are left. And they wonder why this progressive liberalism bullshit is dying. Because they're taxing and regulating people to death. They're looking like a bunch of fucking idiots. They want to regulate cow farts. Seriously. I just can't get over that. A cow fart regulation passed into California law, and they're starting with the dairy farmers. But only God knows who's next on their hit list. It's okay. The liberals over the last 8 years have taxed these businesses to death, and it's even going back further, starting with the NAFTA deal. They've taxed these companies to death that they had to move out of the United States to stay in business. Then they're shocked that we have no jobs in the United States, and they're going to do something to help us, just keep electing us. Well, we elected you, and you're the ones that ran these businesses out of the country. California is like the poster child for what is wrong with progressiveness. The people are leaving California in droves. The businesses are going out of California in droves. The only problem is now other states are getting flooded with these liberal idiots. And then they're electing the same idiots that destroyed their state. And we have it here in Florida. And yes, I am a northerner. I left to get away. One of the reasons of the liberal destroying of the states. And what do we have? We have the same liberals that ran away from the craziness of up north. And they're electing the same fucking idiots in Florida now. And Florida is starting to go to the birds with all of these Democrats. It's... Be like the Jews running away from... And I'm not making the comparing to Nazism. I'm not saying it is Nazism. But I'm just saying it'd be like the Jews running away to another country and then voting for the same Nazi government that they just ran away from. I don't think they would have done that. This obsession would attempt to control the uncontrollable. And that's what progressivism is. They want to control everything. And that's why they push this global warming, one of the reasons, because they got to control everything. And they're trying to control the weather. And particularly the temperature. And what's funny is I got into it with my father-in-law. And I talked to him about in the 70s how they were pushing there was going to be another ice age. And I got told I was nuts, that never had happened. And I started showing an article, and it's like, damn. I was in my single-digit age, and I can remember them pushing the looming ice age. But he couldn't remember it, and he was in his, 30s. His prime. I mean, they're pushing all this crap. I don't know. Well, it's time for a break. When we come back, we're going to continue with the cow fart regulation in California. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. Don't worry, we won't regulate your farts. I don't want to be anywhere near your farts.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our Gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. And we also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
The bloviating Zeppelin. He's big-footed enough radio shows to last a lifetime, courtesy of Sean, Clint, Ken, and Jersey Joe. Now it's time for him to waddle on his own 2 feet. Via the glorious SHR Media. Gird thy loins for the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. Coming soon to ossicles near you. Excelsior.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of this senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am absolutely friggin' floored. And we're going to get back to the cow farts in a second. But came across a quick article that there's some liberals laughing at all the Trump supporters in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, as their homes burned to the ground tonight. Too bad it's not the whole state burning. They think it's funny that they to sit there and talk about how the wildfires in Tennessee are a retribution for people voting Trump. How fucking disgusting. And that's all I'm going to say on it, because I don't want to go into just a cussing tirade. So we'll get back to the cow farts and the idiocy of the left. And I'm not joking on this, that California is going to regulate. It's... Even though the so-called science of global cooling turned global warming has never been able to stand on its own, there have been multiple scandals, from manipulation of official temperature data to outright whole cloth fabrication in the case of the hockey stick graph, that hasn't stopped California from seizing more and more control over everyday Californians, be they business owners or, in this case, dairy farmers and cows. Are we going to, put these devices to capture all cow farts? As if it wasn't bad enough to be a dairy farm in the state of California, where the government, not the marketplace, determines the price at which you can sell your product. Now you got to take extra steps to capture the methane gas produced when your cow burps or farts. I know this sounds like a joke I'm pushing for, but remember, this is California. They've already handicapped California egg producers with a law, Proposition 2, that specifies the size of each chicken's individual living quarters. The result was higher egg prices and more greenhouse gas production. In order to comply with the law, egg producers had to build each hen their own little heated condo instead of a communal cage. Dramatically, more energy is now being used to produce eggs in California as a result of this law, since the hens are no longer able to huddle together and benefit from natural community body heat, even though chickens are a communal animal. And, oh, my head. I can't go on with this anymore. This is just absolutely ridiculous that California is going this nuts. They've lost their mind and going this nuts. They want to regulate cow farts. We're gonna real quick. Ole Miss has pulled sanctuary campus proposal after backlash. University of Mississippi Student Body Senate has pulled a resolution which would have created a sanctuary campus for illegal immigrant students and banned federal immigration officials from stepping foot on campus after overwhelming backlash. How the hell are you going to ban federal immigration officials from a college? You can write all the goddamn proposals you want in a college and resolutions. They don't mean shit. Hours after it was reported on the push to make Ole Miss a sanctuary campus, the resolution was pulled from being voted on by the Student Senate after alumni and a general public flooded the university, and Senator Chris McDaniel's office with concerns over the resolution, according to Mississippi PEP. Under the proposed sanctuary campus policy pushed by social justice groups and Ole Miss college Democrats, campus police would have been barred from cooperating with ICE and Customs and Border Protection. The resolution also demanded that Ole Miss refuse ICE and federal immigration officials the ability to set foot on public campus. Under the resolution, the use of E-Verify would have been banned, while the creation of official office for illegal immigrant students would have been established. I just don't understand. Do these kids understand that they're breaking federal law? Do they understand they can go to jail for this? I don't understand how, okay, we get to pick and choose which federal laws we want to listen to. It's... I don't know. It's the downfall of this country. They're saying they pulled the resolution not because of fear, but because they claim that it did not follow proper procedure and will be filing it at a later time. So basically, they want everybody to forget about it so that they can push it through at a later time. I don't understand such fight to protect criminals. I don't. It's liberalism gone nuts. Trying to go over a few things. Debating on whether I want to jump to this one subject now or wait till later. Decisions. I don't want to make decisions today. Well, we're going to get to. It's really getting out of control. Jill Stein, with this recount, and I got an article here, and granted, I just found it. I haven't been able to back check it, but it's saying that it's now... It's now being proven from Jill Stein's comments, and I'm going to read them in a second, and I haven't read them yet, so... But supposedly, it proves that Hillary Clinton is behind, or the reason that Jill Stein is doing this. The 3 states that we chose, including Michigan, that only just now declared its winner, this was not a partisan choice. This was zooming in on the states that have the markings of being vulnerable to hacking because they had thin margins. They went the opposite way of what was expected, and they had some kind of voting system vulnerability. They didn't go as expected. That is not a legitimate reason for a recount. That is a desperate attempt for Hillary Clinton to try and reverse the results. And I've heard this time and time again. Jill Stein's, I think it's a lawyer or campaign manager, was on Tucker Carlson show on Fox. And he talks about how the polls showed Hillary was going to win those states. And when it was pointed out that polls are not facts, they are predictions of how elections will go. They're not fact, it's a prediction. And that's what it comes down to. They thought Hillary was going to win, and they're trying to do everything to fuck up Trump winning it. It's now going to cost. First, it was that Jill Stein would pay for everything. Now it's Michigan. The taxpayers are going to be on the hook for close to, I've heard figures from $4 million all the way up to $12 million. Jill Stein's campaign has said that they're willing to pay part of the bill, but they won't pay the whole thing because it's their right to declare a recount. And I understand, and that's the way the rules are, fine. But we need to change these rules that in order for a recount to happen, there's got to be proof, especially when it's from a person that got 1% of the vote. 1% she got. These rules should be that you have to show some kind of proof that there's hacking. Not baseless accusations. Not the fact that these machines in a controlled environment have been hacked. Basically, hackers were giving access to them to test if they could hack it. And that's what statistics. Statistics saying there's like a 7% chance that there was something went wrong in certain district. And it's baseless accusations and statistics, not facts. It boggles my mind that we're wasting millions of dollars. And they talk about, you were going after Hillary. Baseless accusations, and you wasted millions of dollars. This is even worse. And it's only going to get worse. They're trying everything to try to discredit Trump's legitimacy because that's how fearful they are of this man. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense, and we will be right back after this break, only on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. And we also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
The bloviating Zeppelin. He's big-footed enough radio shows to last a lifetime, courtesy of Sean, Clint, Ken, and Jersey Joe. Now it's time for him to waddle on his own 2 feet. Via the glorious SHR Media. Gird thy loins for the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. Coming soon to Ossicles near you. Excelsior.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverbcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reverb Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense, where we get dumbass professors. Hang on. This is a professor, and he doesn't even know what he's talking about. Oh my God. This professor needs help. God, this guy needs help. It's sad, these people. Hang on. One last thing. God, I love making fun of people. It's... This guy teaches our kids. That's scary. How you doing, Ken? Ken the Conservative just stopped in the chat room. And, oh my God. This guy's absolutely hysterical. I love the country. I love the Bill of Rights. Which is trashed by traitors who love Putin. He's like on this Russia kick still. It's almost scary. Ooh. These people the liberals have lost their friggin' mind. Absolutely lost. I'm sorry about that little delay on that. It just, oh my God, this guy's teaching our kids, and it's scary. It's not teaching, he's indoctrinating our kids into this sick way of thinking. And at least the media knocked the shit off with this Jan Brady, Russia. But this guy, he's still... Whew. These colleges are going off the rail. Then again, I mean, most of these colleges are a liberal bastion of indoctrination. Well, let's get back to the recount effort. And, I mean... Michigan alone is going to cost the taxpayers $4 million. And no, Jill Stein is not paying for all that. She raised, right now it's at like 6.6 the last time I checked, $6.6 million. It cost her $3.5 million for Wisconsin's fees. She has to pay her lawyers out of that, which she tried a lawsuit in Wisconsin for a hand recount, and the judge went, no. He admitted that, yes, there would be a more accurate count by hand, but they showed zero proof that there was a reason for even a recount, let alone a hand recount. I can't understand what these idiots are thinking. They admit it's not going to change anything. It's not going to change the results. But they keep going on that, well, Jill Stein's lawyer, the best he could keep saying was, and we're allowed to. It's our right. It's our right. I could do a lot of things. Doesn't mean I'm going to do them. Doesn't mean that I should do them. Everyday Americans have rights to do certain things. Doesn't mean that they should do them. It doesn't make sense. When I go fishing, I have the right to keep most all the fish I catch as long as I don't go over the limits. I don't. Because I'm not going to use them. But I have the right to keep them. But doesn't mean I should keep them. Just because you have the right to do something doesn't mean you should be doing it. And I kind of laugh on the fact that Hillary's going to go down as the first woman that lost basically 3 elections. She's going to have to suffer through the loss of the same election twice. And I don't. It's a empty argument when I hear, well, Hillary won the most votes. That would make sense if we had one huge national election. Then it would be a point. Hillary won California by 3 million votes alone. And she's won the national by like 2.4 million. Or excuse me, she didn't win the national. Oh my God. She got approximately 2.4 million votes over Donald Trump. Totally. Well, that doesn't mean really much. So you're telling me California has more of a standing than the rest of the nation? I don't see these people out there campaigning that Cleveland Indians should be the World Series champs. I mean, they played 7 games just like the other team is. They scored 27 runs, same as the Chicago Cubs did. They scored the same amount. So they should be the champions also. Because in 7 games, they scored the same amount of runs. But I don't hear that argument being put out there. Because it's ridiculous. And if your whole argument is, well, she got more votes. Well, it's funny. We can have these recounts on baseless accusations. But when you pointed out that Vote the Truth has made the accusation, they say they actually have statistic proof, or not statistic, but they actually have proof that 3 million illegals voted in this election. Oh, no. They're going to go off on a tangent. They talk about how Trump just makes up things. Well, no, actually it isn't Trump. It's True the Vote. And they have proof. They're finishing all their analysis. That could take up to another month or 2, and they're going to release it. They're going through all the state records. That takes some time. It just drives me up a wall. So we can have recounts on false accusations. Not even accusations. It's just, well, there could be a chance that there was hacking. There could be a chance I could get run over today. It doesn't mean I shouldn't leave my house. God, it drives me up a wall. Well, there's a chance that there could be illegal voting done by dead people and by dead people and illegals. But that doesn't change anything, does it? They don't want to hear that one. But statistically, there's chances for that to happen. Listen, we're going to take our break a couple minutes early. You are listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, YouTube speaker, and iTunes. We will be right back. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I don't know what happened. I know I hit the button. Oh, I hate electronics sometimes. I really do. I don't know if that commercial played or not. No, it didn't. Yeah. All right. I got to play my commercial, so. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media. We will be right back. Didn't play. There we go.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Now, at Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our Gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. And we also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
The bloviating Zeppelin. He's big-footed enough radio shows to last a lifetime, courtesy of Sean, Clint, Ken, and Jersey Joe. Now it's time for him to waddle on his own 2 feet via the glorious SHR Media. Gird thy loins for the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. Coming soon to Ossicles near you. Excelsior.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash. right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverbcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense after I totally screw up my commercials. And I apologize about that. The Jersey takeovers here, we have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want a kick-ass t-shirt, remember, go to Reaver.one and click on the shop button. We got kick-ass t-shirts for SHR. We got kick-ass t-shirts for SHR Media. So I'm talking about and going over this crap of a recount. And Donald Trump has a right to object to the recount request by Green Party candidate Jill Stein and her cohort. Don't you hate when you can't remember a password? Crap. I know I need to start writing this shit down. I really do. There we go. Got it. I just got a new tablet in the mail, so I'm setting it up as I talk. There we go. He has the right to call for an objection, and he probably won't have to, or he probably won't, because he'll have to show proof why there shouldn't be a recount. But what he can object to in Michigan is brain fart, how it's done. He can say that he doesn't want a holy shnikes. He doesn't want a hand recount, that he wants to do the basically. I just ordered a Amazon Fire, and for holies. I'm going to have to really play with this afterwards. Dang. This thing may not have been what I thought it was. Crap. Wife will kill me. this later. I will set that to the side, otherwise that'll be on my head the whole time. I apologize for that. This whole recount is an asinine effort. Number one, it's a publicity stunt for Jill Stein. Number two, she's... I would not be surprised that after all this is said and done, she comes out with her own plane and a new vacation home. No different than what happened to Bernie Sanders. It would not surprise me one bit. It's Hillary Clinton is willing to do anything and everything to, number one, get elected. Number two, to mess with Trump. She lost the presidency again. And this whole argument for she won the popular vote. Well, she won the popular vote also with Obama back in the primary. But we didn't hear any of this whining and carrying on back then. And it just shows the hypocrisy of the left. They only try to use things, it's only relevant at certain times. It wasn't relevant when she won the popular vote against Obama. But now it's relevant, and they want to try to make this big push that it's relevant in this election. It isn't. And if you don't understand why we have the electoral vote, that scares me. Because everybody should understand why we have the electoral vote. It's if not the only place we would see the candidates in New York, Florida, California, and possibly Texas now. That's all. No place else. Because it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter at all. So the argument is a joke. Just like their party's turning into a joke, so is this argument. This recount effort is nothing more than just to try to delegitimize Trump. They're trying to do everything they can just to run obstacles against his presidency. Why? Because they know his policies are going to be for the betterment of the people. They know if he's successful in pushing his policies, well, he could push the Republicans to a place they haven't been in a long time. The only thing I fear is usually when a party gets control like the Republicans get, the next thing to come is corruption. And that's never a good thing. We're heading down a path that is never good. We're heading for self-destruction in this country. And that scares the crap out of me because What have we left our kids? What have I left my child? I don't know. It's a scary, scary place that we are in. I know I'm flabbergasted at this, and it's not the best thing for someone in my position to be flabbergasted, but it's... I mean, what? The divide in this country is scary. The divide in this country is not good. Nobody wants to give an inch, whether we're talking the left or the right. Everybody is set on their way of doing it. They're set with their mindset. And I laugh about this whole recount effort because wasn't it the media that talked about the lies and the false information? Well, this whole recount effort is based off of a lie. And I can't push it enough that Jill Stein, her own party is backing away from her. Her own party says what she's doing is against what they're about. They can see how she is helping Hillary Clinton, how she is picking the Democrat side, and they don't want that. Her own vice president candidate, Jill Stein's own vice president candidate, backed away from her. Because it's screaming she's doing this to help Hillary Clinton and nothing more. She went out there and blatantly lied, saying that Wisconsin, where's the... On November 26th, a Saturday evening, Jill Stein explained the offers on her weekly broadcast on Facebook and made a provocative claim about Wisconsin and the elections here. Hello, good evening, Facebook friends, revolutionaries, citizens of the planet and America. Wisconsin uses voting machines that have been outlawed. They are illegal to use them because they are so prone to tampering and hacking. They are an invitation, really, for malfeasance. Those are used in the state of Wisconsin. Now, this article comes from Political Fact, but as I stutter my way, a liberal publication. A liberal. And they go on about this statement that Wisconsin is using illegal voting machines. And they rate it. For a statement that is false and ridiculous, we rate Stein's claim pants on fire. Those machines. Stein's campaign is that the candidate was actually referring to California's banning electronic touchscreen voting machines, but acknowledged that the machines are not banned in Wisconsin. So she came out and made this outright false claim. And she never came out and corrected it. To my knowledge, she never came out and apologized for it. Her campaign had to come out and quietly correct her statement. But it's too late. She already put the false information out there and put it in the heads of these people. But that's okay to do. But now, if this would have been a Republican, or Breitbart News would have made a statement like that, would still be hearing about how they put out false information. It's mind-numbingly amazing how people pick and choose when they're going to be offended. Who's allowed to be offended? It's just absolutely amazing. As I said, it's going to cost $4 million to the taxpayer. Taxpayers, not Jill Stein. And Tucker Carlson tried to get her lawyer to commit on air to promise on what the money would be used for. And he made sure to weasel his way out of any promise. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. We will be back after this message, and I will make sure that this commercial plays on time. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. And we also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
The bloviating Zeppelin. He's big-footed enough radio shows to last a lifetime, courtesy of Sean, Clint, Ken, and Jersey Joe. Now it's time for him to waddle on his own 2 feet. Via the glorious SHR Media. Gird thy loins for the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. Coming soon to Ossicles near you. Excelsior.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. You know, I've been doing the show for a couple years now. From the first incarnation of the show till now, it's made some different it's made changes over the year. And the stupidity of this country just keeps getting more and more mind-numbing, and it's sometimes you just can't believe where we are as a country. And it's scary. It really is. What am I leaving my daughter? That is the legacy that I ask myself all the time. And I don't know what that legacy is going to be. I don't know what kind of country I'm leaving her, because there's this push to really change this country. And it's not a change for the better. It really isn't. I know some would say it's a better, but I don't see it as being better. It's a destruction of the country as we know it. It's a destruction of everything that most all of us stand for. I know it's against everything that I stand for, what's being pushed right now. And it scares the crap out of me. I'm trying to push back, but sometimes it feels like it's a screaming in an empty vacuum. Are we really being heard? And I want to say yes, because, I mean, that's what I believe Trump's election is about being heard. At least I hope that's what it is. I hope that we can try to straighten this country out. And it's... We get told all the time how they blame the right and say that we're doing all this brainwashing. And it's funny because it's the same thing we've been accusing the left of for years now. And again, it goes to my theory that when the left is accusing Republicans of something, you need to be looking behind that curtain, because that's exactly what the Democrats are doing. And it's scary. I mean, we got college professors. Some of the stuff that the college professors say, it's mind-numbing. Mind-numbing. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It doesn't mean I'm going to give up the fight, though. I'm going to keep going with what I'm doing. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep fighting, and I'm going to keep fighting. And I'm hoping everybody else does, too. It's it can be a burden, but this country is worth that fight. It really is. It's worth the fight. People on Twitter are now passing around that new California fart regulation. It's just amazing how it goes to show that just because you get elected as a politician, it goes to show that you are not smarter than everybody else. Because if you push this and pass this, this shows just how moronic you really are. And we talked about it at the beginning of the show, how they want to regulate cow farts. All right, hold your fart in. Don't fart. You're only allowed to fart so many times a day. Don't fart today, cow. Oh, we're going to have to fine the farmer because the cow farted. I mean, how stupid? How are you going to regulate it? Are you going to have the job of this person? What do? I count cow farts. I stand in the field and I just sit there all day and count the farts and the burps. I get paid $72 million a year to count cow farts. I mean, how are they going to regulate it? Oh, God. I mean, we had another officer last night murdered. We're having officers that are ambushed and murdered in cold blood. You have people cheering it. Now the liberal media is trying to point out that Trump only saved, 1,000 jobs. That's nothing in the big scheme. See, that's the problem. They only look at the big picture. They don't look at the small picture. Yeah, that's 1,000 jobs, but that's 1,000 people that get to keep their jobs. That's 1,000 people that get to feed their family. You keep doing that small amount over and over again, and it equals a large number. The media just doesn't get it. They don't care, and they're just out to twist the facts to try to scare people. I mean, how many times have you known a president-elect to go on a thank you tour? That's where Trump and Vice President-elect Pence, that's what they're doing right now. They are on a thank you tour. They're going to states that they won in and thanking them. Do you see Hillary going to those states that she won and thanking them for their work? No. Unhappy Democrat donors feel like they set their money on fire. Well, that's what happens when you pour millions of dollars into campaigns. You risk losing all that money for nothing. And it's... It makes me laugh because all of a sudden the donations to the Clinton Foundation have dropped drastically. Why? It's very simple. Because they know they're not going to get the access that they thought they once had into the government. She did so many pay-to-play schemes, which is a nice way of saying bribery. So why would they want to pay millions of dollars? I really, who the hell pays $250,000 to hear an ex-president, and I don't care which one it is, come and babble for 15, 30 minutes? If you're paying that much to hear a person talk, you got too much money to waste. And that's what it comes down to. You have too much money to waste. It's your money to spend as you want, but I'm sorry. It's... Paying someone $250,000 to go speak is a waste of money in my book. I don't care. I want to do, some speaking gigs. Yeah. I know I won't, and I would never charge $250,000 to go say, "Hi, I'm Joe Schmo, and I'm here to ramble on about whatever I want." I do it on a show, and I don't get paid for it, and I have fun doing it for free. I don't know. It's... And it's funny that they say in this recall, Hillary says she has nothing to do with the recall, but her lawyers are showing up to these court cases over it. on behalf of Hillary in conjunction with Jill Stein. Yep, people are bitching. They're calling the saving of carrier air condition corporate welfare. They don't even know the terms of the deal yet, but they're calling it corporate welfare. It's kind of scary. And this is a conservative posting this stuff. Oh my God. It's how do they know what the terms are? How do they know it's not just some a threat of, the high taxes to bring their product back into the United States, and carrier said, oh, that's enough to keep us here. How about the fact that there could just be dropping of the corporate tax rate? No, they're going to surmise and jump all over what they don't know. These are the same experts that are telling us what Trump is going to do, are the same experts that said Trump couldn't get elected. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, YouTube, Speaker, and iTunes, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
The bloviating Zeppelin. He's big-footed enough radio shows to last a lifetime, courtesy of Sean, Clint, Ken, and Jersey Joe. Now it's time for him to waddle on his own 2 feet. Via the glorious SHR Media. Gird thy loins for the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. Coming soon to Ossicles near you. Excelsior.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver Common Sense Show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the ReaverCommonSense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense Show. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. I know I discussed it briefly, and I've been in talks with Matthew Smith. He lives in the next town over from me. And I touched on it. His house was torched. He is a Navy vet, and his house was torched. They wrote, burn everything, something about Trump. The guy was a pro-Trump person and voted for Trump. So these scumbags burned his house down. Luckily, he wasn't home. His kid wasn't home. His wife wasn't home. I've talked with him briefly. I want to get him on the show. I want to talk to him. I want to see if there's anything he needs. I mean, this is a vet that's already paid so much for this country. And he gets welcomed for that sacrifice by his house being burned down for doing nothing more than his constitutional right of voting for who he wanted. And this is what pisses me off about the left media. They push these false narratives so bad. They push them so bad. And these lies that it has brainwashed people And the left is... They're committing atrocities, the violence, because they were told this is what the right does, so they feel justified in doing it. But I don't see this coming from the right. This is coming just from the left. It's disgusting. It's repulsive. And it pisses me off. Just because this gentleman voted his constitutional right, someone took it upon themselves thinking it is their right to burn his house down. But of course, if we find out who it is, it will be, they'll come up with every friggin' excuse in the book. Now, I'm going to try to talk with the gentleman today again, and I want to see if there's anything that he needs right now. I mean, I believe he has a son. Does his son need anything? And I've already talked to a couple of my neighbors, and I'm going to try to put together a little drive to get things that he might need, some basic items. It's disgusting. And several of my neighbors are also vets, and they want to put some items together to help them. I can't believe that we are doing this in this country. This is what happens in third world countries, people. This does not happen in America. It's not supposed to happen in America. It's appalling. Simply voting and following your constitutional rights, his house got burned down. Could you imagine if this happened the opposite? If it was Hillary Clinton that won and some conservative burned down a liberal's house? Imagine the media firestorm over it. At one incident, they would blow it up into this national tragedy. It's absolutely appalling, people. It's absolutely sickening. It's absolutely disgusting, this country is turning into. And this is the product of the left. This is what the left is teaching their followers. They have these lemmings so brainwashed, it's not funny anymore. You know, it might have been a joke at first, but not anymore. It's reality. Kellogg's decided they're going to take a stand, and, well, it appears their stock is falling. They decided that anybody that reads Breitbart News they don't want them buying their foods. So there's now a boycott being held on Kellogg's. And it doesn't look too good. I mean, this has happened with several other companies. They decided to piss off conservatives, and their stock dropped. Twitter, they're having trouble. They've pissed off conservatives. And look at Target. What, $10-20 million they lost? Well, so far, Kellogg's has dropped 1% today, but it was right around 74 November 27th, 28th. It's now down to 71.04. And it's not looking too good. I mean, it did such a drop just today alone. Falls 2%. In one day, it fell 2%, which is pretty big for a company of that size. But they thought it was smart. Hang on. Actually, I just got a message from Matthew. And I'll actually deal with this. I'm almost done with the show. I'm just so disheartened with what is going on in this country, and I'm disheartened with my fellow American. And I just looked at it. The process that Wisconsin uses to vote is pretty much the same that we use here in the United States. Or, in Florida. You fill out a paper ballot, almost like, remember those tests you did? You fill out the little spot. And it gets put in a machine, and it scans it, and it records your vote electronically. But there's a paper backup. It's pretty accurate. Florida started using it after, 2004 issue. It's just the left trying to save face, and it keeps... It's backfiring. They're not learning. They're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And with that, it's one of those days, and it's pretty disheartening what I keep seeing in our world, in our country. We got to come together, people, and we got to get this better. We got to get it right. We can have our differences, but we can respect each other at the same time. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, and you've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense show. Have a great day. Be kind to each other. Be a little bit nicer. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.